What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers are on a second game of a back-to-back. Lakers will take on the Portland Trailblazers. So a big game, revenge game. Not just that, but they've actually been pretty good this year. I thought that they'd be like maybe a play-in team because they did have a good run towards the end of last season. Started kind of figuring some stuff out, but I didn't think they'd be as good as they have been. I mean, they're running through basically everybody, right? It's interesting to see them. Obviously, they beat us last time. Context is important. Missing guys, right? Off back. Now you got another back-to-back where you're playing Portland. So it's just kind of the way things have just fallen. But I'd like to get this win, right? Had great success on the road, which is good. Talked about how you need to be able to win on the road if you want to win an NBA championship. So Lakers need to be able to go out and win on the road. Portland, tough place to play. Portland, again, has been very good. We'll see what happens, at least at the time of recording this video. We don't have the injury report out yet. Probably get it at some point. But particularly like DeAndre Ayton, right? Thero, LeBron, Gabe Vincent, Max Kleber, the usual guys are probably going to be out. But I'm also curious to see, like, do they play a Luka Doncic tonight? Do they play Austin Reeves tonight? Marcus Smart, I imagine that they would want to kind of be a little cautious with, a little safe with. We'll see if they kind of go that route with him. Just several key guys that I want to know if they're going to play or not. Obviously, next man up, right? Jake LaRavia is coming off of a big game again. Be nice to kind of let him kind of continue to get into stride. Can Dalton Connect kind of get up a little bit, right? Like, he's still inconsistent and all over the place, but maybe he can rattle off and knock down some shots. That could be very helpful to kind of take pressure off of guys. Bronny James in the game last night, I thought played some really good defense. He obviously had the yam dunk and all that stuff, but thought he was getting after it with the ball pressure and defensively. I thought that's what you're looking for him to be, right? Kind of fill in that Gabe Vincent role. Knock down the occasional three, ideally, and then get after it on the defensive side, apply that ball pressure. Get into it, especially with Portland and their guards and stuff. Trying to contain guys like Drew Holiday, who, last 3 games, I think he's been averaging like 21, 6, and 8 or something crazy like that. Like, the guy has been very good. It's kind of turned back the clock and been hugely impactful, not to mention the defensive side for Portland. So Portland is a team that, again, has been good, right? And they would love to run the Lakers out the gym, right? And they would love to beat the Lakers, especially coming off of a back-to-back. So, we were able to get the win. Luckily, it wasn't a game that went into like overtime or double overtime or anything like that. You were able to kind of get in, get out, get the W. It was Lakers were in control for pretty much the entire game. But you did have some kind of heavy minutes, right? Luka Doncic played 38 minutes. Austin Reeves played 38 minutes. You had Rui played 31 minutes. Jake LaRavia played 35 minutes. So, Marcus Smart even played 27 minutes. Now, so do you play these guys off of a back-to-back or on a back-to-back, or do you kind of let guys get some rest and kind of just say, hey, you know what? We're 5-2. Worst case, we're 5-3. We're still well ahead, and then get guys back the next road. Because Lakers are coming up to where they will have kind of like a 5-day layoff, which would be nice, right? Because the Lakers have been playing a lot of games recently, like stacked in succession. So it'll be nice if the Lakers kind of get a little rest. But right now they play Portland. Then you have 2 days off. On the 5th, you'll play the Spurs. And then you got 3 days off, and then you play the Hawks on the 8th. And then, it's the every 2 days. And then you have a back-to-back against the Pelicans and the Bucks on the 14th and 15th. And then you don't play again till the 18th against the Jazz. And then in between that Jazz game is where you'll get 5 days off. So Lakers have a ton of games between now and the 18th. And then they get kind of this 5 days off in between to really kind of rest. So if you're the Lakers, you kind of just push and go, okay, like, we have these 5 days, coming up in 2 weeks to, go and do what we need to do. Do you kind of push now and then, maybe sit guys out that Utah game and go, okay, we might be able to beat Utah with our kind of role guys, our bench guys, and let guys sit. That's also around the time LeBron comes back. So maybe LeBron comes back and you sit LeBron or Luka and Austin Reeves and kind of let LeBron run the show. And then kind of, try to get that. We'll see kind of how this progresses. And I think you'll kind of get a feel for it, starting this game. If guys kind of get the night off, then it's like, okay, Lakers are going to play the cautious route regardless. Right? It's a long 82 game season. If guys play tonight, does Reeves has been Mr. The guy, he's one of the guys that'll play 82 games, right? And is comfortable playing 82 games. Talk about all the time. Best ability is availability. So I expect Reeves to play. To really Luka. Do they play Luka? Or do they let him sit out? Also, same thing with DeAndre Ayton, because DeAndre Ayton was probable for the last game, right? And then they downgraded him to out. So do they look at it as like, okay, we won a game without him, so perfect. It's what we were hoping for. Now we can bring him back and try to go win 2 games again in Portland against his old team. Or do they go, hey, no, we actually won that game, so let's kind of continue to be cautious with DeAndre Ayton, who's dealing with back spasms, right? So I'm curious to see kind of what the injury report will be. But like I said, this is pre-recorded because still in the middle of the move and trying to get everything set up and got the office and all that stuff. Things are starting to come in order, but everything takes time. Everything's a process. I want to just like snap my fingers and just like have everything just already done. But anyway, I really just want to see the Lakers, again, continue to rattle off wins, continue to have success, right? It's better than 5-2, 6-2, right? It's better than, a home win, getting the road win off of a back-to-back, right? Like, luckily the travel isn't crazy, right? You're going from LA to Portland. So it's not like, it's still travel, but it's not like, you're not going from there to like Memphis or something like that. But still, like, guys have played a lot of minutes recently, a lot of games because you've had so many injuries, right? Reeves is coming off of averaging basically 40 minutes a night the last, handful of games, especially without Luka, without LeBron, and just us needing him so badly. And then, you get Luka back and we were able to kind of salvage so far what has happened, right? Because you start the game without LeBron, you start 0-1, you're like, oh no, like this could go very poorly, very quickly. Lakers rattle off 2 wins, and then Luka goes down. It's like, oh, come on, man. Like, again, could go very poorly, very quickly. And then the Lakers win. And then, they lose a game, and then it's like, okay, well, at least we're 1-1. We're like kind of, staying afloat, washing out. Okay, cool. And then win, and then Luka comes back, and we win 2 games. Like, now all of a sudden, you've won 3 straight. You're feeling confident. You got the momentum. Right, you feel like guys could have played better last night. Even Luka talked about, man, we should have dropped 150. If me and Austin Reeves shot the ball a little better, we're easily clearing that, which is true, right? Like 3-point shot wasn't quite falling the way that you wanted it to, all of that. But you have guys really stepping up, and we've talked about, right, like how important it is for guys, that next man up mentality, right? Like, and how good this is for those players. You're seeing Jake LaRavia just get more and more confident, more and more comfortable out there, right? Like, he's a guy that, yes, can score the basketball and shoot the basketball and but it's also the rebounding, the defense. He had 4 steals, 1 turnover, 8 rebounds, right? Dished out a couple of assists. He's been excellent filling in that kind of swing man role, right? And the guy that I wouldn't be shocked if he starts at some point. I've talked about it all offseason. Like, he's the guy that I could see being thrusted in the starting unit, right? Sooner rather than later. And he's started a couple games, but I'm talking about like full-time starter, right? And look, JJ's even talked about kind of go based on matchups and depending on, injuries and stuff like that. So obviously you only have what you have. So got to make that. But also credit to the coaching staff, right? Like, say what you want about JJ Redick, man. The dude has been, last 2 seasons, his rookie year and this year so far, right? He's dealt with a lot of change, a lot of roster turnover, a lot of injuries and stuff, and he's kept them with a winning record. Again, say what you want about JJ Redick, dude. The guy with 5 different iterations ended up going and leading this team to, the playoffs and 50 wins and the 3 seed for the first time in, since like the bubble. And then you bounce that off to, this season, all the injuries and everything that we've dealt with and everything like that. And look, just credit to the players, because the players are the ones that play the game. Same reason I defensive of coaching when people are like, oh, the coach is terrible. It's like, no, he's not. Like, the players have to play the games. So it's the same way. Like, players deserve the most credit, just like they deserve the most criticism, because it's up to them to execute and deliver, right? Coach is only as good as his players, right? So, but coaching staff still deserve some criticism when things are going bad, but they deserve praise when things are going good. And you just see JJ really having these guys bought in. You see JJ really kind of having his troops ready to go, right? And you see the chemistry building and the relationship and all that stuff. And, Luka and Austin Reeves' little banter back and forth and stuff. It's awesome. I love to see kind of this team really starting to come into their own a little bit, really kind of finding their groove, finding their rhythm. And it's a beautiful thing to see. We need to kind of see that continue for this Lakers team, right? And again, great way to kind of keep building that momentum is getting a win tonight in Portland against Portland, who just smacked you the other night. And now you rattle off this win, and we're back in business, baby. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.